Hello there. Welcome to VBC Daily3. I'm Larry Howard, the Executive Pastor at Valley Bible Church, and welcome you once again. Today I'm sharing with you a passage out of Luke chapter 9, verses 28 through 36. And hopefully you've been with us for a while so you understand the pattern of what we do. But just in case you're brand new to this, what we typically do is we take the passage and we read it 3 times. Read it 3 times. And then we look at it and say, what does that say about me? What does that say about God? And now what do I do once I see that? What does it tell me that I should be taking a look at? So in today's passage, it's considered the transfiguration. If you look at almost every Bible, you'll see that as a heading for this section. And what is a transfiguration? What does that mean? It's to change. We get the word metamorphosis from this one, and it's to change in appearance. It's a changing of an appearance that comes from within. Something within me makes my appearance change. We see that. I hope that if you have joy within you, that appears on your face. And so in this passage, though, this is the only time in the Gospels here, and it's also seen in Matthew and Mark, where Christ actually shows his glory, the glory of his person. Not his human side, but the person of Christ. The glory appears. And we see that and we see the transfiguration taking place. In verse 29, it says, while he was praying, his face became different. Something changed there. And then his appearance, and then there was a white gleaming, which was a little bit mindful of Moses when he went on the mount and met with God, how his radiance glowed to the point where people couldn't even look on him. And this is kind of what happens with Christ here. And so there's some things there that go on, and we notice that in prayer, Moses and Elijah show up. And that's an interesting thing. There's a lot there that I can't get into right now, but there's just that appearing in glory. They appear in glory, and he is in glory at that point. And what's interesting to me about man here, about us, look, they go to a prayer meeting, and then this marvelous thing happens. And very interesting that it says Peter and his companions, which would have been John and James, because they were in this too, all were overcome with sleep. And interesting how they were overcome by sleep. And then when they did wake, they were fully awake, and they saw this glory appearing, and they saw the other 2 men and recognized him as Elijah and Moses. And what did Peter want to do? Let's build a tabernacle. He wanted to stay in that minute, in that mode. What do we do? Sometimes we don't want to change. We want to stay in the mode. And that's okay in certain circumstances. But sometimes we get to speaking and thinking, and we're not listening very well. And so in this particular passage, God the Father comes in a cloud and lands on them and says, this is my son, my chosen one. Listen to him. And so sometimes we get so busy we don't listen very well. We're talking too much to hear, and God's trying to talk to us. So very much a confirmation that this is the Son of God and that Christ is God. And so that's what takes place there. But I think that for us, what do we get out of it? We need to have a change within that changes our outward appearance. It's called sanctification. It's a process of being sanctified. There's inward changes that become so outwardly apparent to those around us. And that's what we need to concentrate on. Man, this is packed full of stuff. I got a feeling I didn't even begin to crack all the things that it says about God and what it says about Moses and Elijah. I didn't even go there. But you might have, and that's great if you did. And so if you want to do a deeper study on this, I welcome that. I say do that. Hey, I want to remind you of something. That pretty much finishes this, but I want to remind you of something. Our small groups are signing up, and they're going to start the week of the 21st. If you're not in a small group, please join one of those. It helps you in your metamorphosis process. It will help you to become more what Christ wants you. It'll change you outwardly. All right? Thanks so much for joining us. Be here tomorrow as we lead you in prayer. Thanks. Bye-bye.